Each baby is a new approach to life. How can we help this new being to grow up free? The man who discovered orgone, cosmic energy, the energy of life and love, fled from Hitler and Stalin to America, land of the free. He gave up the ideologies of his youth, eventually voting for Eisenhower. In Maine, he set up the Orgone Laboratory, a scientific research center. How can we rid our planet of its deadly clouds of smog? How can we make the deserts green and fruitful?
I am a real boy. Look at me dance. Listen to me talk. Old Geppetto smiled, for he knew in his heart that Pinocchio had much to learn before he could be a real boy.
Dr. Sheriff?
Yeah, I'm here in the accumulator. Shall we come out now, talk, because they want to talk? Okay. Well, this is the accumulator. Not in a very dignified setting, but the air is fresh out here. And there are about, I would say maybe not more than 10 or 15 of these now being used in the country. There were at the height of the interest, and when Reich was still alive and before the injunction, there were about 300.
Can you explain to us accumulator a little?
How it works?
Yeah.
Well, it's not, it mystifies me in part because it is very simple. It's just organic material on the outside, organic material, and metal material on the inside. And the organic thing operates like a nylon material which collects what's called static electricity, or what Reich called orgone energy.
The orgone accumulator, orgone shooter, and orgone blanket were used in the treatment of ailments due to a low energy level in the body and experimentally in the treatment of cancer.
And he had a machine, which my finger was bleeding very bad. And he used this machine on my finger, and it stopped bleeding, which is the cut right there. You can see the cut very plain. It stopped bleeding almost immediately.
Instead of putting his theories to a scientific test, the American authorities prosecuted Reich like a common criminal.
His last words to the Supreme Court were, "The planet is in trouble." And I recommend that anybody who really wants to know read his suppressed and secret evidence in which he outlined his stand judicially. And in spite of that, he experienced a judicial murder which resembles that which he outlined in his book, The Murder of Christ. And we have managed to make a life here after his death, but I feel that the world went the wrong way at the time of his death, 1957.
He died a free man to the end in the federal penitentiary at Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. But if he was insane, as it was claimed, then why was he brought to trial? In the case of the United States of America versus Wilhelm Reich, the U.S. District Court ruled that his published works be destroyed. The Discovery of the Orgone, Volume 1, The Function of the Orgasm, Volume 2, Cancer Biopathy, Ether, God and Devil, Cosmic Superimposition, Listen, Little Man, The Murder of Christ, People in Trouble. These books were burned in the public incinerator at the corner of Hudson and Gansevoort Streets in New York City under the supervision of Federal Food and Drugs Administration agents. This occurred on August 10th, 1956, and again on March 17th, 1960.
Because you came from behind the Iron Curtain. And because if you really said in your own country what you really think, you wouldn't be alive there. You don't think so, but I believe that children are manufactured into good state beings in the communist nations. In other words, real creative individuality is the crime. Nobody smiles in Russia unless they suddenly laugh, but people go around very serious. And they have a dream of what's going to be, but they don't notice that they don't have enough food for themselves. Or the food is mostly grown in little gardens like this one, you know?
Can you tell us something about
Yeah.
the American dream?
Oh, the American dream is dead.
We were in the house, and we got a call from the Tropps, which was a family who lived about 2 blocks away, saying that there was a group of people coming up the road shouting, "Down with the Orgies, down with the commies, down with the Orgies." They called us Orgies because it was an abbreviation of Orgonon and Orgon. And they were very frightened. And they said they were coming down towards our house. And sure enough, in about 5 minutes, there was this group of people outside shouting, "Down with the Orgies and down with the commies." And I was terrified, and I remember that Reich got his 45 out, a 45 automatic, and went out the back door, I think. And the leader of the group was a storekeeper, a local storekeeper. And they were just shouting for them to go away. And we were worried because he went away with them. We didn't know what had happened. And I remember driving down, this was at night, driving down the main street of town. And I don't even know anymore if I saw this out of fear or if it really happened. I'm not sure anymore. But I remember seeing Reich with the 45 at this man's back, just walking him down Main Street.
Hello, I am Vance Oakes, and I run the Main Street Market with my brother here. It's an old-fashioned store. We've been here 52 years, and our father before us. And Dr. Reich used to come here and trade day after day. We knew him very well. Here's my brother. He'll tell you who I am.
Hello, I'm Carl Oakes. I'm in business with my brother, Vance, for all these years except for 2 or 3 when he was ahead of me. And we all knew Dr. Reich very well. He used to come in our market, tell us to open up our windows, let the air in. Well, he was considered unusual. People didn't understand him.
My name is Pete Durrell, the deputy sheriff and barber here in Rangeley. I was Dr. Reich's barber when he was here, and he had a peculiar way of having his hair cut and combed. He didn't want it combed like ordinary people, patted and down this way. He wanted it combed all upwards like this. And
one time I'll never forget, there's a man working for him. At 7 o'clock in the morning, he walked into my store, and he says, Vance, Dr. Reich is a communist. And I said, what do you mean? Well, he says, I was eating my lunch, and I looked up, and he was looking at a map. And when he saw me looking at it, he moved it away. And I tell you, I'm thinking he's making maps of this country, but besides, he hasn't paid me for 3 weeks, which I thought probably was the reason.
Are men from outer space already living on the planet Earth? On March 10th, 1956, at 10 o'clock at night, this almost incredible idea came to me. Am I really a spaceman? Do I belong to a new race of Earthlings sired by beings from outer space who had intercourse with Earth women? Are my children the first offspring of an interplanetary race? Is this thought in some way related to what is yet to happen in the future? I claim the privilege of asking these and similar questions without fear of being imprisoned for it by any authority whatsoever. I hate the irrational. However, I believe that even the most flagrant irrationality must contain something of rational truth. There is nothing in this human world of ours that is not in some way right, however distorted it may be. In the 1950s, the Orgonon became an international center for sex economy research. Rumor called it a secret Jewish organization that was masturbating patients in orgone accumulators, experimenting on children kept in cages, and plotting to introduce work democracy. Federal agents, eager to observe sex scenes, lurked in the bushes with their binoculars. Reich shot at them.
I took my gun, and I saw a group marching and clearly shouting, commies, 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 come out with you. Orgy, 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 orgy. And I stopped them right away. And I asked them, who has called here down with the commies or out with the commies? And I saw then Anderson, the druggist. I elected Eisenhower today. I'm for Eisenhower. Everybody here did. Now that does not help Eisenhower. It does not help America. I'm going to report it to the FBI. I want to say nobody here is a communist. We are all fighting the communists. That I have fought the communists long before anybody in the United States knew the communists in 1930.
He would ask me to breathe, first of all, breathe. Your eyes are going off. Look at me. Look at him. Your mouth, you're holding, you smile. Let it go. And, you know, or, and also pressing the chest down and sobbing in a very short time. And really feeling these, and then even in the sobbing, don't stop breathing, because everybody cries. I mean, it would be nothing to get somebody to cry. You get any sadist could get you to cry. But to cry and to feel the person pressing forward, keep the breathing, don't stop the breathing, let it come through fully, with a full sob. Let it come, don't stop, you're running away, Don't run, let it come, keep breathing. You're forcing the breathing, let it come naturally. You get desperate, you get mad as hell at him. Keep it, that's it, get angry, but don't stop breathing. And finally, go through the body, and to feel this, what he would call my urgency, give way, and I would feel it give way, to this kind of peaceful streaming in the body when the breathing came through fully, and to feel this current of energy leading to a very warm, strong sensation, particularly in the genitals. And it's not the same as just becoming excited sexually, though it was related to that, but it was a feeling of fullness and pleasure and not empty feeling that you're just living in your head.